KCAA, Southern California's best talk. NBCRadioNews.com.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind. 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
You're listening to Just the Word of God with Reverend Sylvester.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I am your host, M. Teresa Lawrence, here on KCAA Broadcasting Network, 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, where we cover over 5 million households in the greater Los Angeles area. And we are affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. You can listen to us every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time on any of your favorite podcast or streaming channels. We are also in Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android app. Just subscribe to Building Solid Foundations channels. Today, you are in for a treat. Our guest today is Deborah Ann Cruz, and Deborah is a licensed psychotherapist, executive coach, certified employee assistant professional, and twin flame love relationship matchmaker. I'm very interested in that one. She has an impressive track record spanning over 2 decades of dedicated service to clients worldwide. Her unique approach and wit, described as a dynamic cross between Dr. Phil's straight-talking practical wisdom and Dr. Ruth's compassionate guidance on love and intimacy, has positioned her as a trailblazer in human growth and development. She has survived not 1, not 2, but 3 near-death experiences, and is celebrated for her profound belief in the power of positive thinking and its impact on healing individual lives. Deborah is good at actively listening to people and understanding their problems. She's been known to help clients put words to the emotions too complicated to describe to help them feel better, make good choices, and find friends and partners who are right for them. Deborah believes that everyone can have a happy and successful life no matter what problems they've had before. Her latest visionary project, Your Strategic Wealth and Prosperity Blueprint. I'm also very interested in that one. It embodies the commitment and offers actionable strategies with an individualized plan designed to catalyze positive change, unlock the potential within, and show people how to be their best selves and live happy lives. Deborah isn't just a professional. She's a visionary and a healer. Dive into her world of transformation, wisdom, and humor to discover actionable insights to unlock true potential. Prepare to be inspired by Deborah Ann Cruz. Re-envision a brighter and happy future. Welcome, Deborah, to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here today, and you have no idea. I thank you so much for this opportunity.
This show is called Building Solid Foundations, and I always start the show by asking people to share their journey, just highlights of where they started and how they got to where they are right now.
It's been an evolution of childhood trauma, dysfunctional family, youngest of 7 children. I had to really figure out along the way how I was going to make it in this world, because I didn't have parents who could give me the guidance I needed. And along the way, I just learned to depend on a higher power.
I think a lot of people can relate to that, Deborah.
Yes. And I use that a lot with my clients today. How to tune in to that higher power to get your guidance and your wisdom of how you're supposed to live your life.
Oh, that's beautiful. So tell me, you've had 3 near-death experiences. What were they like, and what did you learn from them?
The first near-death experience, I was a pedestrian hit by a car in 1998. One of my neighbors hit me. When I
I
was
bet you a
crossing-
lot of healing happened between you and that neighbor. Wow.
When I was walking across the street going to work one morning, getting to the bus stop, and she hit me with her car, and I flipped over her hood and was on the ground, and I really couldn't believe this happened. But I remember being on the ground, and I remember doing a scan of my body and just talking to myself. I'm like, okay, no bones are broken. I can hear people talking. And it was like, at that moment, a very distinct voice came to me and said, "Are you going to listen to me now?"
Wow.
And I knew exactly what that voice was, because since 8th grade, I had been getting messages that I should be a therapist, a counselor, healer, or a leader of some type. But I didn't believe in myself. I didn't think that was possible because of all the childhood trauma. And it took me a long time to figure out what that meant. But I knew at that moment that that was an assignment from the universe.
Isn't that amazing how
Yeah.
when you're not on track, the universe brings events into your life that sort of shock you into reality?
In an instant. And I knew at that moment also that I said, I don't know what this is going to be like. I don't know if I'll be able to walk. I don't know, what's going to happen. But I know that the universe was going to give me everything I needed to survive and succeed. And that's happened. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here with you today.
But that was near-death experience number 1.
Oh, yes.
This is crazy. Every person I know that has gone through a near-death experience has expanded exponentially from that experience.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure several of you can relate to what Deborah is saying. It's a shocking experience that just shifts your path.
Yeah.
So what was number 2 like?
Number 2, I had a heart attack. 2003, I had a heart attack, and they said it came from a medication my doctor had put me on. When women get a certain age, they put them on certain prescribed hormones. Gave me a heart attack 3 months in. I didn't know what I was going to do with that. I remember being in the hospital, and I remember asking God, having this conversation with God, like, okay, how do I rank these? What's worse, the childhood stuff or the back surgeries? I had 4 back surgeries from that accident. So what's worse? How do I rank these? And it came to me like, okay, the common denominator in all of this was me and my thoughts. And
that's
I
beautiful.
decided then that I wanted to have a life of abundance and not a life of lack or a mentality of lack. And at that time, I even told people who wanted to come and see me in the hospital, no, I'm fine. I just kind of
Wow,
kept
that
negative.
is so powerful.
I had to keep negative energy away from me, even some family members. And it was just me and God and having that direct path into how I was going to live my future. And it really helped.
Okay, that is really powerful. The power of the mind directing your
Absolutely.
future path. And how did the third one happen?
The third one was acute kidney failure, and like 3 years later, and mind you, all this time I was in graduate school. When I got hit by that car, I immediately enrolled in graduate school to get my master's so I could become a counselor. I started in social work, and all that time I was taking classes, and in between, it took me 8 years to get my license. But when I had the kidney failure, again from an allergic reaction to medication, I felt all of my body system shutting down. I couldn't eat, I couldn't see colors, and it was so amazing to me because it was like, I always looked at my life like a laboratory. So I remember the time, and it took them 5 months to diagnose what the issue was, but I remember riding in a car one time, and then all of a sudden, I could see the colors and flowers, and I said, okay, there it is, I'm well. Things are gonna come back again. Life is gonna be good. And I was able to, start planning again, just get back on my cycle of life.
So I want to interrupt and just say for the audience, Deborah has just described all of these things that have happened to her. And if you met her in person, she is the most positive you know, like she looks at the future as a gift from God, and her mind, it's as if this happened to me, it happened, and I'm moving on. So powerful, really.
Thank you.
Just incredible. And from those experiences, what did you develop in terms of what you're offering to the world?
It helped me to develop a program of how my clients and anyone who will listen to me, a direct path on how they can live their purpose-driven life. I believe we're all born to serve a purpose, to help heal humanity. We have to do our individual parts if we want to. Yeah, a lot of people don't, and that's okay. But I choose to help. And I choose to be that person that can really help people get along on their path of being happy. We're born to be happy, not to be sad and to deal with all this craziness that's going on.
And I want to go back because I'm very interested in helping victims of sex trafficking. And you spoke about, you know, your sexual abuse, and I know that as part of your coaching, you help people process that. Could you share a little bit about that aspect of your coaching?
Sure. One of the evolutions in my career has been to decide who I wanted to work with, the types of people I wanted to work with. And along the way it came, I wanted to work with high-functioning professionals. And I didn't know why. I surmised that high-functioning professionals are leaders. They're all leaders. I don't care if they're an accountant or a doctor, lawyer, or running a car shop. They're leaders to me, and they help other people. So I figured it was my job to help them deal with anything that's keeping them off of their path of being healers and helping them to regain their sense of divinity, because we're all divine spirits.
So right there, hold that thought, because it's time for a commercial break. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back in a moment.
Do you remember the power of dreaming? M. Teresa Lawrence helps us all reconnect with imagination through her renowned Leadership of Play coaching program. Schedule a session with Teresa on Instagram at Your Trueness to ignite creativity and pursue huge dreams once more. Don't let your spark fade. DM Teresa at Your Trueness today and reclaim the magic of dreaming.
Tired of qualifying your leads and not getting the right clients for you? Join the finest women in real estate and learn how to attract the best clients and increase your referral network. Call now at 951-378-5316. 951-378-5316 and become one of the finest women in real estate.
This is Steve Matley. Join me every Thursday at 3 p.m. right here on KCAA for Building Solid Foundations radio talk show. I spent decades as a professional construction manager, business owner, real estate developer, and a college educator, and I enjoy learning new things from other people. We talk a lot about real estate, business, and finance, but we cover a diverse range of other topics as well. Some of the topics we've discussed in the past few months include real estate investing, leadership, higher education, ADUs, marketing using technology, multifamily rental properties, business strategy, entrepreneurship. You never know who may show up or what they may talk about, so join us right here on KCAA for Building Solid Foundations Radio.
Hey guys, it's Damon, Mr. Foxy, Damon Hart, and I'm here with the Real Men of Real Estate. And I just want to say, hey, come and watch us this Sunday, 1 p.m. live, every Sunday, okay? We're going to be on KCAA Radio, 1050 a.m., 106.5 FM. If you got a minute, just tune in. We can't wait to have you here. I'm going to be there. If you can't make it on there, we're going to be at Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, or Android app on Building Solid Foundations channel. So tune in. But you know what you got to do in the meantime. Keep it foxy.
FireUp Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. FireUp Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing, and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Welcome back to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. I am your host, M. Teresa Lawrence, and I am here with Deborah Ann Cruz. In our last segment, Deborah was discussing how she helps victims of sexual abuse as part of her therapy program. And when we left, she was talking about helping high-functioning professionals. So, Deborah, please continue from where we left off.
Thank you so much. I was saying that I had decided that the types of clients I was best working with would be high-functioning professionals, those who had their advanced degrees that help other people, and that it was my job to help them stay on track of what their purpose is and how they are to help people heal. It's been the most rewarding experience that I've ever had, because I have doctors and lawyers and, but they feel confident and trusting enough to share with me childhood sexual abuse and any of the traumas they had been through before they, got to their advanced degrees. What's been helpful is me telling them my story of childhood sexual abuse and sharing with them how I had to decide that I wasn't going to let that become my identity.
Your story.
Yes, my story. I didn't want that to be my all. And when #MeToo came out, I kept hearing the mantra, tell your story, tell your story, tell your story. And I kept wondering, okay, well, what after that? How do you get back on your track and live your life and be happy? I kind of started to develop programs and messages to help with that venture.
I totally agree with that. You can tell your story all you want, but then you're like in a victim mode, right?
Right.
You're just telling your story like, woe is me, and then nothing happens. You got to work through that.
Yes, and the big divide between masculine and feminine energy, it just kicked up everything, and the imbalance. People trying to find love, trying to find happiness, and those who are in partnerships or married, and those seeking partnerships. A lot of the my younger clients would come to me and they just hated the men who abused them, and I tried to get them to see forgiveness about that situation, help them through another path of how they can look at love, and to give themselves permission to love and be loved again. And that's
right, because if you stay in that hate, you're going to bring it into every relationship you have.
You will. And then I have male clients who don't know what to do with wanting to date and what to say and how to maneuver, that whole thing. So it's a delicate balance. I've had to create programs for that.
Which brings me to the perfect question for you, because in your bio you talk about the you're a twin flame love relationship matchmaker.
Yes.
Do tell. Please share.
Well, when COVID hit, I had to add couples counseling to my repertoire because my phone was jumping off the hook with couples wanting counseling because everybody wanted to kick each other out of the house. There was no outlet for people to go out to work or wherever. Talking to these couples, I just realized that they don't know each other. They've been married 20 and 30 years, and I'm saying this based on what he would tell me and then what she would tell me. And so I developed this program, the Romantic Standards Assessment. And because I would ask him, I said, what did you want? Who was your till death do us part partner? And a lot of people would say, I just want somebody who's kind or somebody who's good looking. And I'm like, you got to dig deeper than that, because that's not realistic. So I said, give me 15 qualities. If you give me 15, and they couldn't do it. A lot of them couldn't do it. And so I developed this product, and it has definitions, it has examples, and one of
Do you only handle people that are married with this program,
No.
or people that are about to get married? Because what you are describing is something that would be incredibly useful for people thinking about getting married.
This assessment is for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Everyone.
That's wonderful.
And a lot of times my clients don't do it. They won't do it. Then they'll come back and say, oh, something happened, you know, he didn't call me or she didn't show up. And I said, well, was that in your assessment? Did you do it? And they would say, no, I didn't do it. And I have one client who got married, who just got married, you know, and she said, I said, did you do that assessment I gave you? She says, no, we did a vision board. And I said, oh, well, had you done that, you would have known that he's more into his career than taking you out, that kind of thing. And, so, and the assessment is for negotiating points. It's compared to the traditional way of relating, which I think is a crapshoot. We don't know what you're going to get. You don't know how this person is going to be, you know, long term in a relationship. You know, but the standards, if you say, oh no, this is what I like, this is what I don't like.
What's your take on all the dating apps? You know, like Match or whatever.
Match.com.
Or the younger people are using Bumble, I think. Or I don't know. Maybe I'm dating myself. Maybe they're using something else. I don't know.
No, they're using Bumble and Hinge. I think it's a sign of the times. It has evolved, that whole dating world. But the problem is that people take it to heart. I assign that to some of my clients. Put a profile. Yeah, put a profile online, but not with the intention of dating anyone, meeting anyone in person, because I want them to get used to seeing what they like, what characteristics, read between the lines of what this person says, you know, look at the pictures. Can you tell if this picture is younger or older than that one? All of those kinds of little elements, you know. And most important, if you're chatting with someone for two or 3 months, not months, for a while,
right?
And if that person deletes you or blocks you, will you have some kind of feelings about it? So a lot of people get upset, you know, and then you have to ask yourself, why are you getting upset? You don't even know this person. Why are you going there? You know, so it's just to build up your self-confidence.
So it's training.
It's training, all training.
So I've been married for, I think it's 32 years. It might be 31, so don't tell anyone that I have forgotten. But I feel I'm on my third marriage with the same person because we've had to reassess where we are.
Sure.
And I think a lot of the, well, I don't know, younger people seem to be very emotionally in tune. I was not. But it seems that this would be just so helpful for people thinking about getting married,
right,
or divorced.
Yes.
Divorced people going
Yes.
into a new relationship, because we always say it doesn't matter where you are, you're still you.
You're still
you.
you.
Still land in the same place unless you do the work.
Right.
So
Right.
I think that this is wonderful, and I love it.
Can I add something?
Sure.
Men, we always underestimate how we understand each other. A lot of my female clients will say, well, he should know that that's what I want. Or you know, or she should know. And I'm like, how is she going to know? When they do the assessment or when they talk it out, they don't know.
Oh, can you give an example of that?
A classic example. I was taking an Uber ride one time. I was getting free sessions and Uber rides. But this, he was a Marine, former Marine, young guy, and he said, my wife's birthday was last week, and he said, I told her to write down everything you want me to do. He said, and it was fine. He said, and I could go down the checklist and get her everything she wanted. He said, and I got home around 12, and she said, well, where's my breakfast? And he said, you didn't have it on the list. You didn't have it on the list. And she said, well, you should know that that's what I like. I sleep late, and that's what I like. Well, you know, some muffin or something she wanted. And he just said, but she didn't have it on the list. And that is so profound. And we always underestimate how key that is in terms of understanding masculine and feminine energy and the differences.
No, that's amazing. But, masculine, feminine energy, my screen goes to Dr. Ruth. I don't know if our listeners remember Dr. Ruth, but she was a fabulous, therapist, sex therapist.
Yeah.
You have been described as a cross between Dr. Phil's straight-talking practical wisdom and Dr. Ruth's compassionate guidance on love and intimacy.
Right.
Do tell how you mix those two together.
Well, with the clients I was working with, you know, they would ask me things about, or tell me, well, I'm not he's not intimate enough with me, or she's not intimate, or she's just cut me off, and all of that kind of thing. And I just wondered, well, you two are in the house together, you're living together, you've been married all these years, or you've been dating all these years. You know, why can't you talk to each other? They would want a third party in between just to be confident to tell. I developed a course called Erotic Fantasy Writing. And it's
that's so fun.
It's
Is everybody listening? That's just so fun. Like, let's sit down with our partners and write erotic fantasy.
Well, erotic fantasy writing, but it's personalized. You write something about your partner that you know, and then he does it and she does it. Then you set a date and you exchange the stories. Or
okay, everybody set a date right now, where you're going to write love letters to your partner with erotic fantasies.
Yeah, an example, I had a young client, when I said that, he says, I don't want to do that. And I said, okay, you don't have to do it. Then the next week he says, he said, my wife was in the kitchen and cutting up vegetables to make soup. And I went in to get a drink because I work from home. And I said, oh, okay. And I said, well, what were you thinking? He said, I looked at her and thought, how beautiful she is. Oh. And I just wished I could have gone over and kissed her on the neck and hugged her up. And I said, that's a fantasy. I said, had you gone back to your office and written that up in a message or recorded it and sent it to her in a message, it would have blown her head up. And she said, yeah, why didn't you do that?
Oh, well, that's beautiful. And with that, it's time for a commercial break. Stay tuned and we'll be right back in a moment.
Do you remember the power of dreaming? M. Teresa Lawrence helps us all reconnect with imagination through her renowned Leadership of Play coaching program. Schedule a session with Teresa on Instagram at Your Trueness to ignite creativity and pursue huge dreams once more. Don't let your spark fade. DM Teresa at Your Trueness today and reclaim the magic of dreaming.
Tired of qualifying your leads and not getting the right clients for you? Join the finest women in real estate and learn how to attract the best clients and increase your referral network. Call now at 951-378-5316. 951-378-5316 and become one of the finest women in real estate.
The worst thing a homeowner can do is be without a good set of tools. Don't find yourself caught without the right tools. The Real Men of Real Estate's ultimate utility bag ensures you're equipped for any DIY task. With high-quality essentials like a hammer, measuring tape, multi-tool, and Exactac picture hanging tool housed in a sturdy bag, you'll be ready for anything. It's not a good feeling when you have to stop right in the middle of a project because you didn't have that tool that you should have had in the first place. Introducing the Real Men of Real Estate's ultimate utility bag from Caliber 8. This ultimate all-around-the-house tool bag includes essentials like a non-slip grip 16-ounce claw hammer with a nail starter, which is perfect for keeping your fingers safe from getting smashed. A durable 16-foot measuring tape, which is a must in any toolkit. The Caliber 8 Multi-Max Pocket Tool, which features a 6-inch locking style adjustable pocket wrench, 5-position wrench, 2 Phillips, and 1 flathead screwdriver, a durable stainless steel pocket knife, can and bottle opener, saw blade, an LED flashlight so you don't have to get caught in the dark. A compact toolkit small enough to fit in your glove compartment or your kitchen drawer. With a utility knife, 2 Phillips and flathead precision screwdrivers, a mini socket set, a box of wood and machine screws, needle nose pliers, wire cutters, and a driver set with flathead Phillips and Torx style bits. And the Exactac picture hanging tool, which makes picture hanging easy, with no measuring required or stray holes to deal with. With everything you need conveniently packed in one sturdy bag, you'll be ready for any DIY task. Call area code 619-453-4664 or visit realmenofrealestate.com. The first 10 shoppers get a 10% discount with promo code TOOLS. That's TOOLS.
This is Steve Matley. Join me every Thursday at 3 p.m. right here on KCAA for Building Solid Foundations radio talk show. I spent decades as a professional construction manager, business owner, real estate developer, and a college educator, and I enjoy learning new things from other people. We talk a lot about real estate, business, and finance, but we cover a diverse range of other topics as well. Some of the topics we've discussed in the past few months include real estate investing, leadership, higher education, ADUs, marketing using technology, multifamily rental properties, business strategy, entrepreneurship. You never know who may show up or what they may talk about, so join us right here on KCAA for Building Solid Foundations Radio.
Hey guys, it's Damon, Mr. Foxy, Damon Hart, and I'm here with the real men of real estate. And I just want to say, hey, come and watch us this Sunday, 1 p.m. live, every Sunday. Okay, we're going to be on KCAA Radio, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM. If you got a minute, just tune in. We can't wait to have you here. I'm going to be there. If you can't make it on there, we're going to be at Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, or Android app on Building Solid Foundations channel. So tune in. But you know what you got to do in the meantime. Keep it foxy.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. Fire Up Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Welcome back to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. I am your host, M. Teresa Lawrence, and today we are here with Deborah Ann Cruz. Deborah, we're going to move on with our interview, and I want you to share with our audience the essence of your strategic wealth and prosperity blueprint and how it helps individuals transform their lives.
It's kind of my baby. It's my baby to help everyone who has a vision, who has a purpose. It's to help them flesh out what that is. It's 4 parts. It helps to heal the past. It helps to visualize the future. It helps to set your romantic standards, and it helps you to release negative energy.
Wow.
So putting that together, and this has been a whole evolution of my whole career. When I start, because I'm an introvert by nature. You may not see
no,
that way.
I don't see that, but okay.
And I've been behind the scenes. I love working one-on-one with clients, but the world, there was so much pain in the world, starting with COVID, shined a light on everything, and I said, okay, I got to get out there. I got to tell my story, help other people in a broader way to reach more people. So I'm at that point now. We're meeting Marie.
Oh, we're speaking about the lovely and fabulous Marie Waite.
Marie Waite, yes, yes. Getting my word out in a particular way, because I'd been with other coaching programs, and I knew I had to bring this message out in a certain way. A lot of people misunderstood when I said that I'm a sex therapist in intimate relationships. They tried to make it sound something else, pornography, and I said, that's not what I do. I help survivors.
What you described in the last section was beautiful.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so the strategic plan, and everybody we all want to live well. I believe once people go through that strategic wealth plan, and it lays out to them, it's a 5-year plan. Wow. And I'm addicted to ChatGPT, thanks God. But it helps to lay out a 5-year plan for them. And a lot of times people don't know that that's a vision or that's a dream. An example, I have a client who was going through a divorce. She has 2 twin girls, 2 years old. Her husband was very disagreeable. And she says, I don't know what I'm going to do. She said, we were supposed to open a business together. And I said, well, what was your vision? I was a volleyball champion when I was in college, and she said, I always had a dream of making an athletic wear for single mothers. And I said, that's a wonderful idea. I said, so let's put that plan in. And I did the strategic plan for her, and it came out so beautifully because she Had traveled a lot, Bali, Thailand, and I put that in there as a prompt in there, and the way it described her athletic wear, so the colors of the coral of Thailand and the azure blues and all
I'm sure
that.
she loved it.
It was so wonderful, and she said, but I can't do that right now. I said, no, it's not for you to do right now. This is for you to know that you have your vision, you have your plan whenever you're ready. You know, and I do the plan. I do a speech for them. I do a PowerPoint presentation, all on this vision. And I had another client who wanted.
But you coach them through it, because you can do all of that for somebody, and there are some people that aren't going to move.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. One client who's a magician. He's
Oh,
a
that's
magician,
cool.
and we did his plan, and he's actually doing very well. One of the biggest things, he always had troubles with romance, and I told him, I said, yeah, I don't think your wife-to-be is here in the States. And all of a sudden, he was in Portugal, and he found the love of his life. Yeah, and she's coming over, and they're going to build a life together. Yeah, so it works.
Yeah, the coaching does work. And now I want to go back to where we started, where you said it's all about mindset. And your
Mindset.
journey led you to that realization that it's all in you and your mindset. And I know that there are many people listening and that they're struggling with positive thinking and with mindset in their daily lives. Could you share some practical steps with them on how to build that habit?
The most practical step I can say is that when I was having those near-death experiences, every time I was in the hospital or recovering from a surgery, I just realized it's just me and God. It's nobody else. All the people I worried about, trying to measure up, or what I wasn't doing, they weren't there. It was just me, and I had to really hone in to hearing myself, hearing my voice, feeling my own vibration. And a lot of times we miss that. We're not taught that in this country. And to pay attention to your feelings. Our feelings and our emotions are your...
I don't think we're taught that anywhere.
Not at all.
And
not
I wish
at
it
all.
were taught in schools. It
Right.
would really help an entire generation
Yes.
be successful.
That feelings and emotions are our internal GPS. They tell us something, they warn us, and they guide us. And as I've gotten older and gone through more experiences, I have to always revert back to that, because I'm a heart attack survivor. If I'm around someone and the energy doesn't feel good, I feel like I'm having another heart attack again, and I have to immediately exit.
So it is really a true blessing.
It's really
It's a
profound.
GPS for you.
Yeah.
So with the practical steps on positive thinking, what are your beliefs on gratitude? Is that a part of it?
Gratitude, being thankful for where you are, and envisioning what you want. Part of that strategic wealth and prosperity blueprint is my way of helping people ask the universe for what they want. I believe the universe knows what we want, but we don't know how to ask for it. That's another thing. We're not putting that on paper. It gives it another venue. It sends out a different energy. Or just throw it up and let the universe, see what happens, see where it's going to position you. I had no money. My parents weren't rich, but everything I have, it was like the universe gave it to me. I didn't know how I was going to pay for all those surgeries that I had, but somehow it just all happened. I had the best of medical care.
So what I hear you saying is vision.
Vision.
Is vision. And I never got it for years. I didn't get the vision for many years.
Yeah.
And then like you, it just snapped. It was like, wow.
Well, I call it the sweet spot of personal truth. I believe. We're all
sweet spot of personal truth.
We're
people.
all born. I believe we're all born with that. To me, it's like a seed in our core, our solar plexus, they call it. In our core, in our heart center. A lot of life happens. And then that's all. It's covered up.
But a lot of people, life happens and they just stop.
They do stop, but they don't have to.
That's right.
Yeah, and when they do that and they come for my help, I'm sensitive to that. And I ask them, may I offer you another suggestion on how to look at that? And, it gives them power that, I'm not just bashing their thoughts. And it gives them motivation to change how they're looking at things, And then I tell them some of my story. And they say, oh, well, you're still here. Yeah.
Given that, and we're talking about having impact on clients, you've had an extensive career. What's been the most profound piece of advice you've given that has had a lasting impact on your clients?
The most impactful is to understand that self-love is the only true universal love.
Oh, that's beautiful.
When, even with couples, with individuals, once she learns how to love herself, he learns how to love himself. There's no burden on the relationship. And I have clients who have children, and the children, or younger clients who come to me when their parents have had them in between their arguments, and how damaged they are, and they weren't really given a chance. And then I have to unravel all of the negative thinking. But self-love, you know, I always wanted to know, what is that vision of true love? You look at the movies and, you know, you see someone across the field and, you know, he runs to her and they get married and live a lifelong, he dies and then she dies. That's, to me, like true love. And I wanted to know, what is that prescription? But it came out to be, no, it's self-love. It's self-love and loving yourself.
There are no movies about that.
It's about self-love?
Yeah, it's all about loving somebody else.
Right.
The fantasy of, oh, he loves me.
He loves me, right? No, it's
boy sees girl.
It's self-love. It's self-love. Yeah, because we're all created in the image of God, you know, and that's the most profound love we can ever have.
And with children, how would you share those thoughts with children?
Well, I tell them that, you know, it wasn't fair for, you know, the way that they were brought up and what their parents put on them. But I also say our parents are only our vehicle that brought us here. A lot of people, even adults, want to hold on to the negativity that their parents did. And I said, well, you know, they didn't know. They did the best they could with what they had. I know my parents did. You know, I know my mom's hurts and pains, and my dad's too, but, you know, I couldn't lean on that. I had to lean on that higher power and get my guidance from a higher spirit, and that has really helped me every time.
No, that's powerful, because it's true. There are a lot of people that are blaming their parents for their lives, and at some point, it's your life. You're living your life.
Right.
Your parents aren't living your life.
Right.
It all goes back to that thought
Right.
you spoke about at the beginning. So that's really beautiful. I really wish that we could teach children in school how to have that process of self-love, because it would solve so many problems. And that's just beautiful.
That's one of my visions, to have a nonprofit eventually to pass out that message, because a lot of the people in the prison system are hurt children. They're hurt, they're damaged,
That's right. They
they're
are.
abused.
They are.
Yes.
They wouldn't be in there if they hadn't been.
Right.
So, and with that powerful thought, it's time for a commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment.
Do you remember the power of dreaming? M. Teresa Lawrence helps us all reconnect with imagination through her renowned Leadership of Play coaching program. Schedule a session with Teresa on Instagram at Your Trueness to ignite creativity and pursue huge dreams once more. Don't let your spark fade. DM Teresa at Your Trueness today and reclaim the magic of dreaming.
Tired of qualifying your leads and not getting the right clients for you? Join the finest women in real estate and learn how to attract the best clients and increase your referral network. Call now at 951-378-5316. 951-378-5316 and become one of the finest women in real estate.
This is Steve Matley. Join me every Thursday at 3 p.m. right here on KCAA for Building Solid Foundations radio talk show. I spent decades as a professional construction manager, business owner, real estate developer, and a college educator, and I enjoy learning new things from other people. We talk a lot about real estate, business, and finance, but we cover a diverse range of other topics as well. Some of the topics we've discussed in the past few months include real estate investing, leadership, higher education, ADUs, marketing using technology, multifamily rental property, business strategy, entrepreneurship. You never know who may show up or what they may talk about, so join us right here on KCAA for Building Solid Foundations Radio.
Hey guys, it's Damon, Mr. Foxy, Damon Hart, and I'm here with the real men of real estate. And I just want to say, hey, come and watch us this Sunday, 1 p.m. live, every Sunday. Okay, we're going to be on KCAA Radio, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM. If you got a minute, just tune in. We can't wait to have you here. I'm going to be there. If you can't make it on there, we're going to be at Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, or Android app on Building Solid Foundations channel. So tune in. You know what you got to do in the meantime. Keep it foxy.
Fire Up Connect is the most innovative business networking group, supporting and collaborating with a dozen of small businesses that are interested in building and establishing strong business connections, hosting educational live seminars while carrying out business and community-driven projects, as well as marketing programs as a part of its membership program. Fire Up Connect also offers virtual assistance with a wide range of services including inbound customer support, chat support, appointment setting and email management, graphic designing, video editing, web design and development, social media marketing, e-commerce solution, content writing and much more. For more information, head on over to www.fireupconnect.com. Fire Up Connect, helping success stories unfold every day.
Welcome back to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I am your host, M. Teresa Lawrence. Before we close out the show, I wanted to share with you that I am a coach, an international speaker, and an author. Also, just started a foundation called the Trueness Project, and it is my goal to have our future leaders lead from a space of integrity and authenticity. I want people to learn what it is like to be a true leader or true leaders. And in order to do that, you have to know who you are. You have to know what you want. You can't be living other people's lives. And it is my goal with this foundation to share a message of truth, integrity, authenticity, and self-love around the world. And on June 29th, I am having an event, and I'm asking the entire world to stand for a transformed world of creativity, community, and love. And I am going to have the largest gathering of people dressed as butterflies to signify the beauty of transformation. We all start one place, and as we evolve, we change. And the butterfly is the symbol of transformation. And I hope you all join me for the live event in Jackson, Wyoming. And we all deserve to live in a world filled with true love. And that brings me back to our guest, Deborah Ann Cruz, who in our last segment spoke about self-love and the importance of sharing that with children. We've had a fabulous interview. Deborah has shared with us her process and her offerings of the Strategic Wealth and Prosperity Blueprint, the Twin Flame Romantic Standards Assessment, and her beautiful coaching on relationships and helping couples live a fulfilled and more satisfying life. Deborah, let's continue and finish this out. Please share with the audience what you have coming up, what offerings you have.
What I have coming up is, if people want to reach me, they can email me, Deborah Ann Cruz 360, and I will give them a free 15-minute session.
Okay, so I'm going to spell it out for everybody. It's Deborah at DeborahAnnCruz360.com. That's DEBRA at DEBRAANNCRUZ360.com. So that's fabulous. But before we close out, are there any future events that you're hosting, and are you starting any programs or coaching initiatives?
Yes, thanks for asking that. One thing I'm doing is working on certain workshops that I can host to get out this message of self-love in all these individual ways I spoke about, to bring webinars. I'm producing webinars, but I had to decide to split it up between the men and the women. So I have Divine Masculine webinars and Divine Feminine webinars, and then after that I'll have one together for them, and just doing more public speaking and getting this word out and getting over my introvert.
For the audience, Deborah is fabulous, and she is not an introvert. And I highly recommend that you get a hold of her and have a session with her, because I was on a Zoom with her and I was like, wow, wow, wow. You can reach Deborah at DeborahAnnCruz360.com, DEBRA at DEBRAANNCRUZ360.com. And one last thing that the audience should know, I do believe you have some books about to come out, which we didn't speak about. Sorry, next time, but please share.
I wrote 11 books.
11, can you believe that?
I met the executive director of the movie Sound of Freedom at a networking meeting last year about the rescue of sex-trafficked children. And I asked him, what do you do when you rescue the kids? Do you have programs for them to help them acclimate back? And he said he did, but I had to do my part. And I did what we call Healing Hearts, which is kind of a dictionary of trauma and what to expect and how to know when you're dissociating, when you're checked out mentally. And one of my clients who's a doctor, she's a chiropractor, she said that book was so helpful for me. She was sexually abused as a child. So she said how helpful that book was to her. So a lot of people who are suffering with that trauma don't really know how to get their heads around it so that they can move past it. So that's my goal.
If you want to reach Deborah, you can reach her at DeborahAnnCruz360.com, DEBRA at DEBRAANNCRUZ360.com. Deborah, it has been so fun to have you on.
Thank you.
You are very powerful and loving, and your coaching is very beautiful and heartfelt, and I am deeply grateful that you've been on the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a wonderful opportunity.
And thank you all for joining me on the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I am your host, M. Teresa Lawrence, and you can listen to the program on KCAA Broadcasting Network, 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, where we cover over 5 million households in the greater Los Angeles area, and we are affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. You can also listen every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time and on any of your favorite podcast or streaming channels. We are also in Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android app. Just subscribe to Building Solid Foundations channel. Thank you all.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundations.
Southern California's Mind Spring. The legends you love and the best talk.
KCAA Loma Linda. KCAA Loma Linda. KCAA Loma Linda.
1 in every 5 Americans are affected by a mental health disorder. If you or a loved one is suffering from depression, anxiety, or looking for alternatives to pain management, the time is now to put yourself first and learn about all the benefits of CBD. This special message is from Highway 138 CBD. For any questions or for all your CBD needs, stop in at 235 East Palmdale Boulevard, where they serve a wide variety of high-quality products. Call today, 661-944-9746. For Highway 138 CBD, they're on the air because they care.
The Tri-City Shopping Center in Redlands is serving up some really cool ice cream at La Micho Acana. Then get your chocolates and other delights from See's Candies. Moms and future moms who visit the mall can cool off and relax while they get treated like royalty at Shiny Nails or Francis Nails and then pampered at Texture Hair. The Tri-City Center is filled with retailers who care about you. Shop at the Tri-City Center in Redlands and see why they call it the Mall with a Heart.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? Well, what would you do if you have a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's way too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times, addiction treatment is fully covered. So why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed to take time off by law, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call now, 800-398-7414. That's 800-398-7414.
Hi, this is Chris Klein, investment manager for Capstone Wealth Management. I've been through just about every market imaginable since the early 90s, and you know what they have in common? We helped people just like you navigate them, and that's given our investors peace of mind. Now, my boys say being in the game this long just makes me old, but I say it makes me battle-tested. I've been blessed to work for a lot of people who have entrusted tens of millions of dollars of their hard-earned capital to me and my team. If you'd like to see how we can successfully manage your money, let's start a conversation. The best way to do that is to shoot us an email, info@careformywealth.com. That's info@careformywealth.com.
Was your car involved in an accident or just need help with dents? All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers. In business for over 30 years. Their highly trained staff and certified technicians and friendly staff are the best in the business and treat each car as if it was their own. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are family owned and offer state-of-the-art equipment and tools to ensure optimum results. They use the latest technology in computerized color matching and specialize in frame repairs. With their modern laser measuring systems, they're OEM certified, and they have 4 locations to serve you. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers offer rental car assistance with free drop-off and pickup services too, and their work has a lifetime guarantee. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are in Norco, Eastvale, Moreno Valley, and in Fontana. Call them at 1-800-61-MAGIC. That's 1-800-61-MAGIC. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers. 1-800-61-MAGIC. All Magic Paint and Auto Body says, drive carefully.
Del Walmsley here. The first thing you're going to have to learn is that until you stop expecting our politicians or anyone else to change your life isn't going to change. The only person who can change your life is you, but you need to know how. Listen to my show, the Del Walmsley Radio Show, where the hype ends and the help begins. Right here on KCAA, now broadcasting on 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Here's a note from the KCAA Community Calendar. On Friday, don't forget to join the Past Pleasures Car Club for their first Friday car show every month in the Vaughn Shopping Center near the corner of Yucaipa Boulevard and Oak Glen. All kinds of community fun, free, and open to everyone. A big variety of food is available at the center, beautiful classic cars, and your friends to kick off your weekend this Friday starting at 5 p.m. Of course, it's Cinco de Mayo weekend, and there's all kinds of celebrations across the Southland. Locally, there's a free concert starting at noon to 5 p.m. at El Tapiac Mexican Restaurant in Redlands at the Tri-Cities Center next to Burlington's. Also on Saturday, May 4th, at the Enterprise Building in San Bernardino, there's an 18 and over rooftop concert and dance for Cinco de Mayo at 320 North East Street in San Bernardino. Plenty of secured parking and easy access in the parking garage next door. And going on all weekend, it's the Yucaipa Arts and Music Festival. There'll be a beer garden, vendors, a food court, kids zone, plus the Yucaipa Gem and Mineral Show too. Enjoy all the booths and games, exhibits, and the concerts in the afternoons and evenings at the Yucaipa Performing Arts Center outdoor stage. It starts Friday at 5 p.m. and Saturday at noon this weekend in Uptown Yucaipa. And that's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. Keep it right here on KCAA, and don't forget to download our app on the Google Play or Apple Store. Just type in KCAA. This segment sponsored by El Tapiac Mexican Restaurant of Redlands. El Tapiac wishes everybody a happy Cinco de Mayo this weekend. On Sunday from 12 noon to 5 p.m., El Tapiac is celebrating Mexican history and pride with 3 bands performing live on their front patio. So get ready to dance. Mike Lugo and his family will be dishing up all kinds of delicious Mexican entrees and drink specials to make the fun affordable, too. And if you're thirsty, the margaritas will be flowing. Mike Lugo and his El Tapiac family and invite you to join the celebration this Sunday with live music. El Tapiac is a locally owned, independent, family-owned restaurant in the Tri-City Center in Redlands, where the 10 and the 210 freeway meet next to Burlington's department store between Alabama and Tennessee. Or you can Google El Tapiac in Redlands and get ready to get the happy feet going with the celebration at El Tapiac Restaurant. It's Cinco de Mayo.
NBC News Radio, I'm Chris Coraggio. The latest round of Gaza ceasefire talks appear to have broken off for now. Israel and Hamas are trading blame for the impasse in the long-running negotiations involving Qatari, Egyptian, and U.S. representatives. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he cannot accept Hamas's demands to end the war in Gaza, despite earlier signs that negotiators were close to a compromise. Negotiations reportedly focused on new framework that called for the release of hostages kidnapped from Israel in exchange for a pause in the fighting. Texas officials say over 220 people have been rescued from flooded homes and vehicles because of rising rivers near Houston. Harris County Judge Alina Hidalgo told CNN that no deaths or serious injuries have been reported and that over 150 dogs and cats have also been rescued. More flooding is possible today and tonight because of heavy rain upstream from the flooding. I'm Chris Coraggio, NBC News Radio.
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters.